Hi everyone. So today I'd like to talk to you about how I've been lesson planning on my iPad, and to do so I've been using Numbers, which is part of the iWork iOS. And what I've done here is I've created a lesson plan template. So I'll show you my template. So this is my template. Now on my template you have different tabs, and I'll get to all those tabs in just a second. The opening tab is lesson information. So I use this tab to include all the information that's relevant to my lesson plan. So for example, I have the focus of the learning evaluation situation, which is what we call our units in Quebec. The period number, class, which class I'm teaching, the cycle, date, number of students, year, all that information. So if ever I want to share this information with this lesson plan with someone else, they'd know exactly where it fit into my curriculum. Then I have a section for objectives. So I always set 3 objectives for my lessons, be it psychomotor, social affective, and cognitive. Here under competencies, so competencies are like the NASP standards here in Quebec. We have 3 competencies. This is competency 1, and each competency comes with different types of like learnings. For competency 1, which is performs movement skills in different physical activity settings, there's knowledge and motor skills. So what I add here, I'm actually pulling this straight from the curriculum. And the reason I do that is because then it ties this lesson plan directly to the curriculum. So if ever a parent or a principal were to ask me why I'm teaching what I'm teaching, I can show them exactly how that lesson plan falls in. I then have a section for equipment and a section for security, so I think of those things ahead of time. And I also think of any special needs in that class, either students with disabilities, students with behavior problems, anything I need to make sure that I'm planned out properly. Each of the following tabs is for warm-up, main activity, and cooldown. And then the tabs include, you say the section, so I'll write down what section of that warm-up it is. So be it like in warm-up, let's say I'll have like lockers, then introduction, then our warm-up activity. I name the activity and I can provide a description if need be, but I use most of the games that we find on the website, so I have that sheet alongside me on my iPad. Then I plan for progressions of each activity. I'll talk when I show you my lesson plan, an actual lesson plan later, you'll understand what I mean. I write down any learning cues for the activity, the time, and then I provide a diagram if need be, but I don't always feel the need to use diagrams since, like I said, I use the game sheets from the website. So then I have main activity, cooldown, and the last part is comments. So if I want to leave any comments thinking that I can make changes to the activity or things I want to add next time to this lesson plan, I'll leave that in their comments. So that is my lesson plan template, and now I would like to show you an actual lesson plan that I've created. Okay, so now I'm going to show you a lesson plan that I've created. So as you can see, what I've done is I've just taken my template and I filled out the information. I do so just by clicking on the appropriate cell and then filling it in with information. I have all of my my focus, class, everything here. I have my objectives are filled out. I'm tied into my curriculum by going into Quebec's education program and pulling out the information there. Fill in my equipment, security, and any special needs here. I've removed my student names because I didn't think it was appropriate. Okay, for my warm-up, as you can see, I have lockers, a time, introduction, time, then the warm-up activity. For each activity, I've added progressions, and then any learning cues and time. I haven't included a diagram for my warm-up, but I did for my main activity, as you can see here. So again, I don't write down the description of the activity, but if I was lesson planning for a substitute teacher, I would, because they probably wouldn't have my game, or I could just send them the sheet. And then finally the cooldown, same thing, everything here. I do not believe I've left any comments in this lesson plan, but that's pretty much it. It's just a question of tapping on the cells, using the template I created, filling it in with information, and I have my lesson plan. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'd like to see how everybody else is using their iPads to create lesson plans for phys ed. Please leave a comment below, or just leave a comment right on our website. Thank you. Bye.